Consumerism is a socio-economic phenomenon that has profoundly shaped modern society, influencing our behaviors, values, and lifestyles. At its core, consumerism refers to the cultural and economic emphasis on the acquisition and consumption of goods and services. This concept extends beyond mere purchasing. It embodies a mindset that equates happiness, success, and identity with material possessions. As consumerism permeates various aspects of life, it raises critical questions about its implications for individuals, communities, and the environment. The rise of consumerism can be traced back to the post-World War II era, when industrialization and technological advancements spurred economic growth. With increased production capabilities, businesses began to prioritize marketing and advertising, promoting a culture that encouraged constant consumption. The emergence of mass media played a pivotal role in this transformation, as advertisements became ubiquitous, shaping public perceptions of needs and desires. As a result, consumers were bombarded with messages that linked self-worth to the accumulation of material goods. One of the most significant impacts of consumerism is the way it shapes individual identity. In contemporary society, people often define themselves through their possessions. The brands we choose, the products we buy, and the lifestyles we lead become markers of status and identity. This phenomenon can lead to a culture of comparison, where individuals measure their worth against others based on material wealth. As social media amplifies these comparisons, the pressure to present an idealized version of oneself can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. The quest for validation through consumption can create a cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, ultimately leaving individuals longing for more. Consumerism also has far-reaching implications for the environment. The relentless drive for production and consumption contributes to resource depletion, pollution, and waste. The fast fashion industry, for example, exemplifies the environmental toll of consumerism. With the constant turnover of trends, clothing is often designed for short-term use, leading to massive amounts of textile waste. Furthermore, the production processes involved in creating these goods often rely on non-renewable resources and result in significant carbon emissions. As consumers prioritize low prices and immediate gratification, the environmental consequences of their choices are frequently overlooked. The economic implications of consumerism are equally complex. While consumer spending drives economic growth and job creation, it can also perpetuate inequality. The emphasis on material goods often favors large corporations that dominate the market, marginalizing small businesses and local economies. As consumers flock to big-box retailers and online giants, the diversity of local offerings diminishes, leading to a homogenized marketplace. Moreover, consumerism can foster a culture of disposability, where products are designed for obsolescence rather than longevity. This mindset encourages individuals to replace items frequently, contributing to a throwaway culture that values convenience over sustainability. The implications of this culture extend beyond consumer behavior. They reflect a broader societal attitude toward consumption that prioritizes immediate satisfaction at the expense of long-term consequences. In contrast to the prevailing culture of consumerism, there is a growing movement advocating for mindful consumption and sustainability. This movement encourages individuals to consider the impact of their purchasing decisions on the environment and society. By prioritizing quality over quantity, supporting local businesses, and choosing sustainable products, consumers can challenge the prevailing norms of consumerism. This shift toward conscious consumption fosters a deeper connection to the products we use and the communities we inhabit. Additionally, the rise of minimalism has gained traction as a counter-narrative to consumerism. Minimalism promotes the idea that true fulfillment comes not from material possessions but from experiences, relationships, and personal growth. By decluttering and simplifying their lives, individuals can focus on what truly matters, fostering a sense of purpose that transcends consumer culture. In conclusion, consumerism is a pervasive force that shapes modern society in profound ways. While it drives economic growth and provides individuals with a sense of identity, it also raises critical concerns about environmental sustainability, social inequality, and mental well-being. As we navigate the complexities of consumerism, it is essential to reflect on our values and priorities. By embracing mindful consumption and challenging the narratives that equate worth with material possessions, we can foster a more sustainable and fulfilling way of living, one that prioritizes the well-being of individuals, communities, and the planet. The journey toward a more conscious approach to consumption is not only necessary for our survival but also for cultivating a deeper understanding of what it means to live meaningfully in a consumer-driven world. As we delve deeper into consumerism, it's essential to examine its psychological effects on individuals and communities. The marketing tactics employed by companies often play on emotions, creating a narrative that suggests purchasing their products will lead to happiness, fulfillment, or social acceptance. This psychological manipulation can lead to what's known as retail therapy, where individuals turn to shopping as a means to cope with stress or emotional distress. While the temporary gratification from a new purchase may provide relief, it is usually short-lived, leading to a cycle of consumption that fails to address underlying issues. This cycle of consumption and emotional reliance on material goods can also contribute to anxiety and depression. As individuals increasingly equate their self-worth with their possessions, they may experience heightened feelings of anxiety when they are unable to keep up with societal expectations or trends. The fear of missing out, FOMO, exacerbated by social media can further intensify this pressure, pushing individuals to make impulsive purchases in pursuit of validation or belonging. This phenomenon underscores the need for a critical examination of our relationship with consumer culture and the factors that drive us to consume. Moreover, consumerism often perpetuates a narrative of success that is intrinsically linked to material wealth. This cultural script can create unrealistic standards, leading many to believe that financial success equates to personal worth. Such beliefs not only reinforce social hierarchies but also contribute to a lack of empathy for those who struggle economically. The glorification of wealth and material success can foster an us versus them mentality, where individuals are judged based on their purchasing power rather than their character or contributions to society. In addition to its psychological and social implications, consumerism poses significant ethical questions regarding labor practices and social responsibility. The demand for cheap products often results in exploitative labor practices, particularly in developing countries where workers are subjected to poor working conditions and low wages. Fast fashion brands, for instance, have faced scrutiny for their labor practices, with reports of sweatshop conditions and human rights violations. As consumers, our purchasing decisions can either perpetuate these unethical practices or contribute to a demand for change. Supporting companies that prioritize fair labor practices and ethical sourcing can empower consumers to make a positive impact on the world. Furthermore, the impact of consumerism extends to global economic disparities. As wealth becomes concentrated in the hands of a few, the gap between rich and poor widens, leading to social unrest and instability. Consumer culture can perpetuate this inequality, as those with greater financial resources have access to a wider array of choices and opportunities. The rise of digital technology and e-commerce has further transformed consumer behavior and the landscape of consumerism. With the click of a button, consumers can access an endless array of products, often at lower prices than traditional retail. While this convenience has its benefits, it also creates challenges, such as impulse buying and a diminished appreciation for the value of goods. The ease of online shopping can lead to a disconnect between consumers and the products they purchase, resulting in excessive consumption without consideration of its consequences. In response to these challenges, various movements advocate for a return to more conscious and sustainable consumption practices. The slow fashion movement, for example, promotes the idea of investing in high-quality, timeless pieces rather than succumbing to fast fashion trends. This approach encourages consumers to consider the life cycle of their clothing, from production to disposal, fostering a more sustainable relationship with fashion. Similarly, the zero-waste movement challenges individuals to reduce their environmental impact by minimizing waste in their everyday lives. This movement advocates for mindful purchasing, encouraging consumers to consider the sustainability of products before making a purchase. By prioritizing reusable, biodegradable, and ethical options, individuals can contribute to a more sustainable future and challenge the prevailing norms of consumerism. Education also plays a crucial role in addressing the issues associated with consumerism. By promoting financial literacy and critical thinking skills, individuals can become more informed consumers, capable of making choices that align with their values and priorities. Educational initiatives that emphasize the importance of sustainability, ethical consumption, and mindful decision-making can empower the next generation to challenge consumer culture and create a more equitable world. In conclusion, consumerism is a complex phenomenon that shapes modern society in multifaceted ways. While it drives economic growth and offers individuals a sense of identity, it also raises profound questions about mental health, social responsibility, and environmental sustainability. As we navigate the challenges posed by consumer culture, it is essential to foster a conscious approach to consumption that prioritizes ethical practices, sustainability, and personal well-being. By re-evaluating our relationship with consumerism, we can challenge the narratives that equate worth with material possessions and cultivate a more meaningful existence. Embracing mindful consumption, supporting ethical businesses, and engaging in sustainable practices can empower individuals and communities to create positive change. Ultimately, the journey toward a more conscious approach to consumerism is not just about what we buy, it is about redefining our values and priorities in a world that often prioritizes excess over fulfillment.